You guys asked for it, so here it is, the continuation of the update breakdown. In the first video, I talked about Sei and why I think his changes are the most impactful. But honestly, this patch is so massive that it deserves more than one video. And the funny thing is, I still see a lot of people being surprised by things that were actually changed. I jump into lobbies and hear people saying, wait, since when does Don Lorenzo have a stealing move? Or why does Kunigami suddenly feel tanky again? Or why does Kaiser's shot feel different? It's clear that a lot of players missed some details in the patch notes, or just didn't notice in the middle of all the hype. So today we're going over part 2 of what changed in this update, and what you might not have noticed, because this was one of the biggest balancing updates the game has ever had, and I want to make sure you're not missing anything important. But before we go further, I just wanted to say, if you are interested in my content, don't forget to like this video, and of course subscribe to my channel. It's giving me a lot of motivation to upload even more videos, so thank you in advance. Let's get back to the main topic. Let's start with Don Lorenzo because this one really shocked people. Yes, it's true, his zombie dribble when used in off-ball movement can now actually steal the ball. That's not a bug, that's intentional, and it makes perfect sense if you think about it. Lorenzo was always supposed to be the wall of defense, the monster at the back that no striker wants to face. Yet his actual kit never really lived up to that. He was way less effective than he should have been. Now that his zombie dribble actually works as a steal, he feels much more like the character he was meant to be. Honestly, this should have been in his kit from the beginning, but better late than never. It makes him more useful, more reliable, and much scarier to go up against. When you see a Lorenzo on the other team now, you can't just dribble past him like before. He can actually take the ball off you in a way that feels natural for a defender. Then there's Kunigami, and I think this is another one people are overlooking. His body block move got its cooldown reduced by a full 10 seconds. That's massive. It means he can spam body block way more often, which completely changes his usefulness. Before, you had to be careful with when you used it because once it was gone for a long time. Now you can throw it out more frequently, and that makes him a real threat again. I actually think this might push Kunigami back into the meta as one of the best defender picks, and maybe even a solid option for people who like playing more like a goalkeeper. He can cover more plays, stop more attackers, and hold the line in a way that he just couldn't before. People forget that small cooldown changes can sometimes be bigger than flashy new moves, and this is one of those times. Kaiser also got touched, and it's another one of those changes that looks small on paper but feels big in practice. His Kaiser impact got its range increased by 5%. And you might think, 5%? Who cares? That's nothing. But when you actually play him, you feel it. That extra distance makes his impact way more consistent, and it finally feels like the shot it was always meant to be. Kaiser is supposed to be one of the deadliest strikers, but sometimes his signature move just didn't feel threatening enough. Now it does. It's not broken, it's not over the top, but it hits the sweet spot of being powerful while still fair. If you haven't played him since the patch, go try it and you'll see what I mean. Now we get to the controversial stuff, and that's NEL Isagi. His dash is gone, completely removed, and in its place he now has lefty shoot. And I'm going to be honest with you, this feels like a downgrade. The dash might not have been the best move in the game, but it gave Isagi some mobility and some utility. Replacing it with lefty shoot makes him feel clunkier and less versatile. A lot of players are frustrated about this, and I get it. On the surface, it feels like a nerf, not a buff. But the devs have already said this isn't permanent. They've confirmed that NEL Isagi is getting a full rework in the next update, along with NEL Rin. So, while losing dash sucks right now, it's probably worth it if it means his full kit will be rebuilt properly soon. Isagi deserves better, and if the rework delivers, this will all make sense in hindsight. Speaking of Rin, his situation is frustrating too. In the patch notes, the devs said that his domain would be removed and replaced with his OG curve shot. But here we are, a full day after the update, and domain is still there. No OG curve shot yet. That's disappointing because a lot of people were hyped to finally see Rin's old move back in action. They promised it, but it's not in the game yet. Hopefully it's just a delay and it will be patched in soon, but right now, Rin mains are left waiting. And here's the thing, every style feels stronger and more balanced after this update. Lorenzo is better, Kunigami is better, Kaiser is better. Even Isagi and Rin, despite their issues, are clearly on the path toward being rebuilt in a healthier way. The devs really tried to give every style some attention, but there's one exception. There's one style that still sticks out like a sore thumb, and you already know who I'm talking about. Nagi. Here's the truth, even after all the nerfs, Nagi is still not balanced. And the reason is simple. His auto-steal. The devs keep nerfing other parts of his kit, reducing his shot power, removing infinite trap, adjusting cooldowns. But none of that fixes the real problem. The real problem is that he has an auto-steal that works better than the defensive moves of actual defenders. How is that balanced? Nagi is a striker. His whole identity is supposed to be about flashy traps and insane shots. Yet somehow his steal is stronger than Don Lorenzo's, stronger than Aiku's, stronger than characters whose entire job is to defend. That makes no sense. And it's not just that the steal exists, it's what it chains into. Because Nagi doesn't just steal the ball, he steals, he dashes, and immediately it becomes a shot. Combine that with his trap, which is still ridiculous, and you've got a style that can do literally everything. He can score from anywhere, steal from anyone, and escape any pressure. That makes him the best style in the game right now, hands down. Better than Loki, better than Lavinho, better than anyone else. The community knows it too. The devs just posted another poll asking who should be nerfed next, and once again the majority voted for NEL Nagi. This has happened multiple times now. People are tired of it. They want him fixed. And the answer is obvious. Just remove his auto-steal. Take that one mechanic out and he'd still be strong, but he wouldn't be absurd. Right now, his auto-steal ruins the balance of the entire game. Strikers shouldn't be stealing the ball better than defenders. That's backwards design. And that's why, even though this patch made almost every style feel stronger and more balanced, the job isn't done yet. Nagi is still the elephant in the room. Until his auto-steal is removed, he's always going to feel broken. And that's frustrating because otherwise, this update is fantastic. Lorenzo finally feels like a defender. Kunigami finally feels relevant. Kaiser feels like the striker he was meant to be. Even Isagi and Rin are on track for proper reworks. Everything else feels good. But Nagi overshadows it all because he's still ridiculous. So that's part 2 of the breakdown. Don Lorenzo now has a real steal. Kunigami's body block can be spammed and makes him useful again. Kaiser's impact feels better than ever. Isagi lost his dash and got lefty shoot, but he's on track for a rework. Rin is still waiting for his promised curve shot, but it should come soon. And Nagi is still broken because of his auto-steal. That's where we're at right now. Tell me what you think. Did you even notice Lorenzo's new steal? Have you tried Kunigami and realized how strong he feels now? Do you like Kaiser's new impact range? And do you agree with me that Nagi is still the biggest problem in the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to see how the community is feeling after this massive patch. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this continuation, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to cover every update in Blue Lock Rivals.